This is my presentation on my experience of being raised by boomers, aka roasting my parents. So quick introduction. Hello, my name is Gaby. I am 18 years old and I was born in the year 2004. So, you know those people who call themselves old souls and say they were born in the wrong generation? Yeah, I hate those people. Like, they are so pretentious. They're all like, oh, I'm so different. I only listen to old music. You probably wouldn't know them. They're super underground. Like, okay, Lillian, you're so old. Go start menopause, okay? Move to Florida, get one of those motorized wheelchairs, okay? Bingo's at 4. Old ass bitch. So now that I went on my little tangent, let me backtrack. I hate people who call themselves old souls and say they were born in the wrong generation, unless they're me. Let me explain, okay? These are my parents. I know we look so similar, I get it all the time. This is my dad. Think of the long hair as less of a hippie thing and more of a Mr. Malfoy thing. So my parents were born in the early 1960s, making them the last of the boomer generation. To give you further understanding of how old my parents are, you know the Christmas movie Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer? Oh, okay, sorry. This is Rudolph Up in Smoke. Here we go. Yeah, my parents are older than this. So I actually was born in the wrong generation. My 2004 probably should have been 1984. And since my parents are older, that means that they had pretty different lives before mine, which they never talk about, ever. But it also means that they spent a lot of money to have me, which they love to talk about. When I got in trouble as a kid, my mom would always stand there, you know, shake her head, wooden spoon in hand, all that money for you. One of the more grim realities of having older parents, however, is realizing that, you know, parents die one day. And for me, that date will probably come sooner than most. Like most people, when they turn 26, they get off their parents' insurance plan. This date, I probably also will get off their insurance plan, but for different reasons. People are like, oh no, don't say that, your parents are gonna be fine. Maybe not. My dad got diagnosed with type 2 diabetes 2 years ago, and this is a picture of what he normally eats for dinner. Steak. Another thing about my father that he is not super vocal on, but he has told me after about 13 years, is that in his 20s, he had a pretty severe cocaine addiction. This is the same man, by the way, who grounded me for taking a sip of his wine on New Year's of this year. So, I'm just saying. But one thing I've learned from taking Psych 101 and just being in a room with my father for over two minutes is that with cocaine addiction, you know, it has serious side effects to your cognitive function. And I'm not saying I'm anti-drug, you know. If you want to do drugs someday, go ahead. If you want to get addicted to cocaine someday, go ahead. Just be aware that when you get to the age of around 60, 62, you're going to start forgetting things like where you put your car keys, what kind of milk to buy, the name of your only child. I took my parents up to my dorm a couple months ago to meet my roommates, and my dad was like, hey, we're Kelly's parents. And my roommates were like, you mean Gaby? Yeah, Abby, what else? My mom has also kind of come to the realization that she might not see me get married. So she's compensating by trying to make me a child bride, or appropriating Mormon culture, if you will, which, by the way, appropriating Mormon culture is A-okay because, you know, white on white crime, what else? So a couple months back, I was at a restaurant with my mom, and she points over to this guy, and it's like, oh, he's cute, you should go talk to him. And I look over, and it was a 14-year-old boy. So I'm like, Mom, women can be sex offenders too. And she's like, no, not him, the guy behind him. And it was a 25-year-old table busser. So But all in all, I love my parents. I know it sounds like I've been complaining. I love them. They're super cool. They're super wise. And without them, I probably would have ended up normal and perhaps even cool. Ugh. What I'm so grateful about them is they fueled my love for comedy. Not my skill, my love for it. And fun fact about me, I've been obsessed with the show Saturday Night Live. I've been obsessed with the show Saturday Night Live since I've been conscious. Sometimes I wonder why I am the way I am, and then I remember, oh yeah, I was 5 years old when I saw The Lonely Island's Dick in a Box. My parents were strict on many things, but they never restricted television, surprisingly. And my mom was also a stay-at-home mom growing up, so whatever she watched, I also watched. So, other kids my age were raised watching Wholesome Cowgirl or Fun-Loving Twins. I was raised watching a racist and a murderer. Which, interestingly enough, both these people are actually on my list of conservatives I would be down to have sex with. Yes. All right. Thank you.